Electrolytes. That word gets thrown around like it explains everything. You've got calf cramps waking you up at 2, 3 in the morning, and somebody told you to drink more electrolytes. So you did. You bought the powder. You tried the tablets. You drank the sports drink your grandkid left in the fridge. And the cramps came back anyway. Here's what nobody explained. That electrolyte drink sitting on your counter right now. According to USDA Food Data Central, the original formula of the most popular sports drink in America contains 0 milligrams of magnesium per serving. 0. And magnesium is the mineral most directly involved in telling your calf muscle to relax after it contracts. So you've been replacing electrolytes, but you may have been replacing the wrong ones. Most seniors are told that calf cramps mean they need more water and more electrolytes. Just hydrate. Just replenish. However, and this is where the real story starts, a 2012 review published in American Family Physician found that neither exercise-related cramps nor nocturnal cramps have been consistently associated with simple dehydration or with basic disturbances in potassium, sodium, or magnesium levels alone. The problem, it turns out, is more specific than anyone told you. The issue isn't just that you're low in something. It's that you may be replacing the wrong something in the wrong form, while the real drain keeps running in the background. And there's a system behind this, an entire framework of outdated one-size-fits-all hydration advice, built for athletes in their 20s, that gets handed to seniors as if a 68-year-old body processes minerals the same way a college quarterback does. It doesn't. After 60, everything changes, and most people aren't told why. My name is Dr. David Collin, and before I go any further, I need you to hear this clearly. Everything I share in this conversation is for educational purposes only. Always discuss changes with your own doctor before adjusting anything, especially if you're on medications. I say that because I care about you getting this right, not just hearing it, getting it right. Now, if this kind of information matters to you, and I believe it does, because you're still here, subscribe to this channel. I cover the nutrition and supplement mistakes older adults are almost never warned about. And today, I'm going to walk you through something that could change how you think about every calf cramp you've had in the last 5 years. By the time I'm done, you'll understand exactly why your electrolyte strategy may not be working, what your body is actually losing, what it's failing to use, and what you can do about it starting today. Your doctor never told you this, but I will. Let me show you what's actually going on inside your calf when it cramps. Your muscles run on a system. It's not complicated, but every part has to work. When your brain sends the signal to move your leg, calcium floods into the muscle cell. That's what makes the muscle contract. It tightens. It fires. That's the job calcium does. But then, the muscle has to release. It has to let go. And that release depends on magnesium. Magnesium is the off switch. When it's there, the muscle fires and then relaxes. When it's not, the muscle fires and keeps firing. That's a cramp. That's what's happening at 3 in the morning when your calf locks up and you're grabbing the headboard trying to stretch it out. Now here's where it gets personal. Potassium has a different job. Potassium helps reset the electrical charge across the muscle cell membrane. Think of it like this. Calcium starts the engine, magnesium turns it off, and potassium resets the system so the whole cycle can happen again smoothly. Sodium helps carry the signal in the first place. For minerals, for jobs. And they don't substitute for each other. So when someone tells you to just drink electrolytes, which electrolyte? That's the question nobody asks. And it's the question that changes everything. Because here's what actually happens to most seniors. You feel the cramp. You go to the store. You pick up a drink or a powder that says electrolytes in big letters on the front. You take it faithfully, and the cramps still come back. You think something's wrong with you. You think maybe it's just age. It's not age. It's a mismatch. The NIH Office of Dietary Supplements, updated as recently as January 2026, states clearly that approximately 30 to 40% of dietary magnesium is typically absorbed by the body. Not all of it, not even most of it, 30 to 40%. And that number can go lower in older adults because magnesium absorption from the gut decreases with age, and renal magnesium excretion, the amount your kidneys flush out, increases with age. So let me put that in plain language. You're absorbing less. You're losing more. And the product you're drinking might not contain any magnesium at all. That's the first crack in the system. The second one runs even deeper. According to the same NIH fact sheet, 48% of Americans of all ages consume less magnesium from food and beverages than their estimated average requirement. And the group most likely to fall short? Adult men age 71 and older. That data comes from the National Health and Nutrition Examination Survey, NANS, 2013 to 2016. Nearly half the country isn't getting enough magnesium from food, and the oldest Americans are the ones falling shortest. Now, think about that for a second. You're already not getting enough from food. Your body is absorbing less of what you do get. Your kidneys are letting more of it go. And on top of all that, you may be taking a medication that's quietly draining even more. Not age, not random, not harmless. This is the part most people never connect, and I want you to listen carefully here. There's an entire category of medications that millions of seniors take every single day, and these medications have been shown to interfere with magnesium levels in the body. I'm talking about proton pump inhibitors, PPIs, the acid reflux drugs, omeprazole, lansoprazole, esomeprazole, names you might recognize. In 2011, the FDA issued a formal drug safety communication, a public warning, stating that low magnesium levels can be associated with long-term use of proton pump inhibitor drugs. That's not a fringe theory. That's the FDA, on the record, since 2011. And it gets worse. The NIH Office of Dietary Supplements confirms that chronic treatment with loop diuretics, like furosemide, and thiazide diuretics, like hydrochlorothiazide, can increase the loss of magnesium in urine and lead to magnesium depletion. These are blood pressure medications, the same ones prescribed to millions of older Americans. So here's the chain. You're not eating enough magnesium. Your gut absorbs less of it than it used to. Your kidneys release more of it than they used to. And your medication may be pulling out whatever's left. And then someone tells you to drink a sports drink that's loaded with sodium and sugar, but has 0 magnesium per serving. And you wonder why the cramp came back. Most seniors never connect this to that. Today you will. Now let me take this further. Because the problem isn't only about magnesium. Potassium matters too, especially for how your muscle resets between contractions. And potassium has its own set of drains. Diuretics, the same blood pressure medications I just mentioned, are one of the most well-documented causes of potassium loss in older adults. The NCBI Bookshelf's review on hypokalemia, updated in January 2025, lists diuretic use as a primary cause of low potassium. Diarrhea, laxative overuse, vomiting, poor appetite. Every one of these is more common after 60. Every one of them pulls potassium out of your body faster than most people realize. And here's the part that should stop you cold. According to NIH data, when your magnesium drops low enough, it can actually make it harder for your body to hold on to potassium. Severe magnesium deficiency can cause secondary hypokalemia, low potassium, even if your potassium intake looks fine on paper. The two minerals are linked. Lose one, and the other follows. So the senior who's replacing potassium but ignoring magnesium may be watching potassium leave the body almost as fast as it comes in. Not because the potassium supplement isn't working, but because the magnesium floor underneath it has already collapsed. That's what a mismatch looks like. That's what just drink more electrolytes can never fix. And there's one more layer to this that almost no one talks about. How do you even know if you're low in magnesium? Most people assume a blood test would catch it. But the NIH Office of Dietary Supplements says this, and I want you to hear the exact words. Serum levels have little correlation with total body magnesium levels or concentrations in specific tissues. Your standard blood test measures serum magnesium, but less than 1% of the magnesium in your body is in your blood serum. Most of it is stored in your bones and your soft tissues, including your muscles. So a blood test can come back normal. Your doctor can look at it and say, your magnesium is fine, and your muscles can still be starving for it. That's not your doctor's fault. It's a limitation of the test itself. But it means you can't rely on a single number to tell you whether the mineral your calf muscle depends on is actually there. This is not age. This is something your body is doing, and we can fix it. Now here's where I need to ask you something, because I want to know where you stand before I show you the most important part of all of this. Think about everything I've just walked you through. The mismatch, the drains, the testing gap, and ask yourself honestly, where are you right now? Because I've been doing this long enough to know that people watching this fall into one of two groups. And I want to hear from you directly. Here's what I'd like you to do. I want you to drop a letter in the comments right now. If you still believe calf cramps after 60 are mostly a hydration problem, drop the letter A. If you believe the real issue is which electrolyte your muscle is actually missing, and whether your body is even using it properly, drop the letter B. I read every single comment personally. Let me know below. And now, here's the part I've been building toward. Everything I just told you is real, and it matters. But there's something that changes all of it, something almost no one talks about. And once you understand it, you'll never look at electrolyte replacement the same way again. Here it is. Most seniors who fail with electrolytes don't fail because they ignored them. They fail because the word electrolyte was too broad to ever be useful in the first place. Think about it. You walk into a store. You see a product that says electrolytes on the label. You buy it because you have cramps. But that label doesn't tell you which electrolytes are inside. It doesn't tell you whether it's mostly sodium, designed for an athlete replacing sweat, or whether it contains meaningful amounts of magnesium or potassium and forms your body can actually absorb. And the truth is, most of the popular products are built for sweat loss. They're engineered for a young person who just ran 5 miles in the heat. Their body is losing sodium and water through the skin. That's what those drinks replace. Sodium, water, some sugar for energy. That's the design. But your situation is different. You're not losing electrolytes through a 2-hour workout. You may be losing them through medication, through reduced food intake, through a GI system that doesn't absorb like it used to, through kidneys that let more minerals go than they did 20 years ago. The loss pattern is completely different, and the replacement has to match the loss. If the product is working, why are the cramps back? That question is the one that unravels the whole thing. Because the answer isn't that electrolytes don't matter. They do. The answer is that the electrolyte framework most seniors are using was never built for them. It was built for athletes, borrowed by marketers, handed to seniors without a single adjustment for age, medication, absorption, or mineral-specific need. I'm telling you this because nobody else in this space will. The real approach, the one that actually works, starts with understanding your own loss pattern, not someone else's, not a 25-year-old marathon runner's, yours. And that means asking a very different question. Instead of which electrolyte drink should I buy, the question is, what is my body actually losing and why? Is it magnesium, because of a PPI you've been on for years? Is it potassium, because of a diuretic you take every morning? Is it both, because one is dragging the other down? Or is it something else entirely? Poor food intake, chronic low appetite, a GI issue that's quietly blocking absorption? Until you know the answer to that, every electrolyte product is a guess. And guessing is why the cramps keep coming back. Most seniors never get this far. They manage one piece of the puzzle, but they miss the mismatch, and that gap is exactly what keeps the problem returning. Now, before I walk you through what to actually do with all of this, I need to say something important again. If you are taking any medication, a diuretic, a PPI, a blood pressure drug, anything that affects how your body handles minerals, do not change your supplements or your intake without talking to your doctor or pharmacist first. Some of these minerals interact with medications in ways that matter. Potassium especially requires caution if you have kidney concerns or take certain heart medications. This is education. Your doctor is the one who personalizes it. With that clearly said, here is what you can do. The first step, and this is the one most people skip, is finding the drain. Not guessing at it. Finding it. Sit down and look at what you're actually taking every day. Are you on a diuretic? A PPI? A laxative you use regularly? Those are mineral drains. Write them down. Bring that list to your next doctor's appointment. Ask specifically, could any of these be affecting my magnesium or potassium levels? That one question can change everything. The second step is rebuilding with real food, not just a powder or a tablet. The NIH Office of Dietary Supplements lists the top food sources of magnesium, and they're not exotic. Pumpkin seeds, 1 ounce gives you 156 milligrams, which is 37% of the daily value. Spinach, half a cup cooked, 78 milligrams. Almonds, 1 ounce, 80 milligrams. Black beans, half a cup, 60 milligrams. Even a medium banana gives you 32 milligrams of magnesium along with potassium. For potassium, think potatoes. A medium baked potato with the skin is one of the richest sources of potassium in the American diet. Yogurt, white beans, lentils, broth made from real bones. These are not supplements. These are foods your body already knows how to process. And food-sourced minerals come packaged with the cofactors that help your body actually use them, which a stripped-down powder often doesn't. So to be clear, real food first. That's it. Not a flashy label. Not a celebrity endorsement. Real food that matches what your body is actually losing. The third step is reviewing the whole picture with your doctor or pharmacist. This is especially important if you take diuretics, blood pressure medicines, acid reducers, or if you have any kidney concerns. A 2023 review published in Mayo Clinic Proceedings confirmed that hypomagnesemia is a common occurrence with commonly utilized medications, including proton pump inhibitors and certain diuretics. Your pharmacist can cross-reference every medication you're on and flag the ones most likely to affect mineral balance. Most people have never asked for that review. Ask for it. And the fourth step, the one that ties everything together, is tracking the pattern. What time do the cramps hit? What did you eat that day? What did you drink? What changed? Did you skip a meal? Did you take your medication on an empty stomach? Did you have a day where your fluid intake dropped? Write it down, even for 1 week. Because patterns tell you things that blood tests sometimes can't. And when you bring that log to your doctor, you're not guessing anymore. You're showing them data. That's the protocol. Find the drain. Rebuild with real food. Review the full picture with your doctor. And track the pattern. Not a single electrolyte drink in the world can do all 4 of those things for you. But you can do them for yourself. Starting today, most seniors never connect this to that. But now you have. And that puts you ahead of almost everyone who's still staring at the back of a sports drink label wondering why the cramps won't stop. After 60, recurring calf cramps are often less about drinking more, and more about replacing the right mineral in the right context in a form your body can actually use. This is not age. This is something your body is doing, and we can fix it. Now, before I let you go, there's one more thing. And this might be the most important part of everything I've said today. If one calf suddenly locks up, and this time it comes with swelling, warmth, redness, or pain that does not release with stretching, do not treat that like a bedtime electrolyte issue. That is not a mineral problem. That is a medical call. The Mayo Clinic and Cleveland Clinic both list those as warning signs that need same-day evaluation. A cramp that comes with swelling and heat is not the same as the cramps we've been talking about. Know the difference. It could matter more than anything else I've said. Now that you know electrolyte loss is only part of the story, there's something else happening after 60 that can keep those minerals from calming the muscle even when your intake looks fine. And it has everything to do with how your body handles potassium specifically. The mistakes most seniors make without knowing, the timing errors, the dangerous combinations nobody warns them about. I cover exactly that in the next video. Watch it now.